Case for interwebkaiju here. This is a cat puking out a rainbow, and this is Godzilla Fantasia.
There's actually 3 different films that have music from Toho films with footage accompanying them and a runtime of about 45 minutes each. The footage is just clips from past Toho films with some unused footage in there as well. They're just to accompany the music and for the most part fit well. It's a bit odd to go back and see the unremastered footage, but nothing looks terrible, except for a few shots, but that's because of the effects, not the quality. The unused footage is pretty awesome. Seeing something new from a suit whose movie that you've seen hundreds of times is actually a pretty weird but well-welcomed feeling. Honestly, as much as this is a showcase of musical compositions, it's also a pretty good showcase of special effects ranging from many different films. If I had never seen any of the films it took clips from, the things shown in Godzilla Fantasia would blow my mind. And it's not just monster films, there's plenty of space battles and even some camel scenes. It seemed pretty out of place for the footage, but the slow tune it's used for fits nicely in its set place. Additionally, the number of films that the clips are taken from is pretty great, and it's nice to see clips from movies you may not have rewatched in quite some time. The first 2 films include footage from Toho that go all the way up to the first Mechagodzilla, and the third covers solely Godzilla films up to Destroya. I'm not gonna yell that like everyone else. Oh, and there's also this weird CG Godzilla. There's this slightly colorized footage of the original film that looks great and is almost magical with its accompanying music. It's by far my favorite part in the movie. The montage for the song after it is really good too. These 2 bring the second film to a spectacular finish not seen in the others. There's no overlapping plot to accompany the new order of the clips or any apparent effort to do so, but obviously that wasn't the intention of the film. The main draw, of course, is the music, and the tracks themselves are well done and memorable. Sadly, the sound quality is nothing spectacular. Like the footage, it's nothing terrible, but for a film that showcases the music, you'd kind of expect more. The third film's audio quality is much better than the other 2. I always knew how much I loved the Showa tracks, but I think I actually enjoyed the Heisei music more after hearing them on the DVD. Perhaps it's due to their sound quality, or the fact that I haven't heard them in so long, or possibly just because they get you pumped. The majority of them are fast-paced, march-like themes, while there were more atmospheric, slower songs in the films showcasing the earlier soundtracks. Obviously, the base films need atmospheric music for the good of that film, but for just listening to the tracks, I find the faster tunes more enjoyable. The first film's audio is the musical tracks exclusively. The second film is mainly just music, but there are some roars, some building destruction and flying saucer sound effects, and some spoken dialogue thrown in. These additions match the footage, but sort of pulls you away from the music, even just for a second, and its inclusion seems a bit confusing. The third film has some brief sound effects that match the footage, but they are brief and done after the music has already stopped, so it's not as bad. In its entirety, it's sort of hard to watch. Over 2 hours of film with no progression story. But it's great to have the tunes playing in the background while you do things around the house, and some of the unused footage is really interesting. I wish there was a film for the Millennium series, as that's the series that I am least familiar with the music. I've seen many different covers for DVDs of this, the one I have being my least favorite. This copy is from Media Collectibles, and I'm not entirely sure where you would find the others.
So that was Godzilla Fantasia. It's also got some other titles. I guess they could be alternate titles on the side. It says Godzilla Fantasia, Legend of Godzilla, Godzilla Fantasy. Anyways, I would recommend this movie. Maybe split it up into each of the movies instead of watching them all at once. But the music's good. There's some interesting clips, some I really like the edited old footage plus the deleted scenes were really cool. If there are any movies you would like me to review, leave a comment below, and thanks for watching.